What causes weak government enforcement in environmental justice? Imagine a neighborhood where factories releases pollutants that make residents sick, but no one seems to step in. That's often what happens when government enforcement is weak. Let's look at why this can occur, especially from a liberal perspective that values individual rights and fairness. First, many liberal societies prioritize protecting personal freedoms and property rights. This means that rules limiting what businesses can do might be seen as restrictions on economic freedom. For example, enforcing strict pollution limits could be viewed as interfering with a business owner's right to operate freely. Because of this, governments might hesitate to impose regulations that could hurt local businesses or limit property owners' control over their land. Second, the idea of government neutrality plays a big role. Liberals believe that the state should not favor one way of life over another. So, environmental policies need to be fair and acceptable to everyone. If policies are seen as pushing a specific lifestyle or value, some groups might oppose them. This can slow down or weaken enforcement because policymakers want to avoid alienating certain voters or interest groups. Third, the structure of liberal democracies often involves many layers of government. Local, regional, and national agencies all share responsibility. This division can cause confusion or delays. For example, a local government might lack the resources or political support to enforce environmental rules. Meanwhile, national agencies might be reluctant to step in and override local decisions, leading to gaps in enforcement. Fourth, economic concerns heavily influence liberal policies. Governments tend to favor market-based solutions because they believe markets allocate resources efficiently. But enforcing environmental justice can be costly. If cleaning up pollution or regulating industries threatens economic growth or jobs, officials might hold back. The immediate costs to businesses and the economy can outweigh the perceived long-term benefits, making enforcement weaker. Fifth, focusing solely on individual rights can sometimes overlook the needs of communities or future generations. Environmental justice often involves protecting entire neighborhoods or groups, especially those that are marginalized. If laws mainly defend individual property rights, it becomes harder to take actions that benefit communities or protect the environment for people not yet born. All these factors can come together to weaken government action. For instance, a factory might pollute a neighborhood with little consequence if residents are not politically powerful. If officials worry about economic impacts or face divided responsibilities, enforcement can fall apart. From a liberal view, balancing personal freedoms with the need to protect communities is a constant challenge. Some believe government should step in more to prevent harm, even if it means limiting certain freedoms. Others prefer voluntary efforts or market solutions, which can sometimes lead to less effective enforcement. In the end, weak enforcement happens because of the tension between protecting individual rights and ensuring fairness and safety for all. Addressing this means designing policies that respect liberal values while still holding polluters accountable and protecting vulnerable communities.